Now I can record. Okay, so tonight we're gonna kind of jump right into this our training. We're kind of prepping right now for a team cup, and what it is in the company is kind of like a fun way to kind of compete against other teams in the company. But it's also a way for us to kind of reach higher and for bigger goals and be able to move faster in our business. And so it's a really fun month where we get to really impact more lives a lot faster than we normally would. And so it's gonna be fun this month, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as much as I have. I don't know how many team cups I've done now, but they usually do it every quarter. And I've learned so much during these months because it really does challenge me in ways I've never been challenged, because I kind of 10x my activities that I normally do for my business. Um, and one thing, I don't know if any of you guys have ever read the 10x Rule by Grant Cardone. It's an amazing book. He talks about, when it comes to your goals, whether it be financial, business, health, relationship, like anything that you're looking towards to improve or succeed in, he always says you have to 10x your minimum habits or daily activities by 10x. So like, let's say, you normally worked out 20 minutes, right? 10x that would be crazy, right? Like if you 10x that. But if you think about like, well, I normally would work my business, because you guys, most coaches are usually working full-time or part-time. Most people only can spend like an hour a day, right, on their business. So if you were to 10x that would be 10 hours. And you would 10x that like for the week. So the whole idea with the Team Cup is we're kind of going to be 10xing a lot of our activities. And I know that you guys are kind of fairly new to what coaching is and what you do, but hopefully I can kind of simplify it for you tonight so that I can give you like solid steps that you're going to take and actual documents and PDFs and Google Docs that you can copy and paste, and then you can multiply that and then send it out to as many people as you can, so that you can 10x that activity every single day. So I wanted to start off tonight with expectations for Team Cup, and not just for Team Cup, but just coaching in general, because as a new coach, I know it can be very overwhelming. There's going to be a lot of information that's going to be thrown at you each week. As you delve deeper into this, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much, or this is, I've never done something like this before. I would just want you guys to have some comfort that every single coach that has started this, none of us had any experience. Maybe a few people in the whole company ever did something similar to this, but majority of people came into this with no experience and having to learn on the go. So be open to that. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, to kind of make a fool out of yourself sometimes, because that's what we all do when we have to kind of learn on the fly. I hope to be able to reduce some of that learning on the fly and be able to give you things that will help you, so that you're like not going to be making as many mistakes, but you're guaranteed to make mistakes in any business as you start to delve deeper into it and kind of start to apply yourself. And so hopefully I can give you guys those steps, so that way you have some direction this month in being able to build your business, help more clients, build a team, so that way you can start making income, which is the fun part, and I think that's what we all want is be able to make income, but also to help people, because that's, two things that coaches need or prospects of that are great for this business. So one, they have a desire to help people, and two, people that want to work from home. So those are really all the only two things that people need in order to start this business. And so I know everybody that has joined my team, they always want to help people. And two, most people are interested to know, how can I make money from home? So the second part is the interesting piece, where you have to work to get that income, right? It's not going to come magically. There's no magic pill. There's no magic, training. There's no magic form I can give you that's going to give you that success. You have to put the work. So I want to put that expectation right off the bat that if you want to be successful with this, you have to realize that it's going to be hard. It's going to be something you've never done before, and it's going to require extra hours. And there may be an imbalance, especially this month of Team Cup where we kind of push for bigger goals. So I know a lot of people tell me like, well, I want to coach from home because I want to be able to have more free time with my family. I want to be able to travel more. I want to do other things, but realize that in order to achieve those things, you have to sacrifice in the beginning. You have to be able to be willing to give up some things in order to achieve those greater things. And so come in with that mental expectation that, okay, I'm coming into this to work. I'm coming in this to learn. I'm coming in to learn and then apply, and not just take in information, but then go out there and be like, okay, I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to take at least 5 to 10 steps in the next, week, and this is what I'm going to do. So come with, first of all, with that expectation that I'm going to put in the work and I'm going to do what is required of me to be able to show up and get results. And again, it's like a workout, guys. When you start a new program, it's going to be hard. You're going to feel sore. And the next day, you're not going to want to do it. You're going to be kind of discouraged. You're like, I don't want to work out because I'm hurting all over my body. That's kind of how coaching feels in the beginning. You're like, oh my gosh, this is tiring. It takes a lot of energy, right? But you wake up the next morning and you show up, right? And as you start to build that muscle and you build that muscle, you get stronger and stronger. You got to start building a thicker skin. And so when people start saying no to you, when people start saying, well, not right now, I'm not interested, or I don't want to do that scam, you start to realize like, no, I got this. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know what, my purpose is. And so you have to build that thick skin. You have to build that muscle. And that's the same way as workouts. That's how coaching is. So have patience, be willing to do the work. And I always, starting to tell my coaches now is that if you're still here a year from now, you're going to be successful. And so you have to be with that long-term mindset that I'm going to be here for the long haul. I'm going to be here. So I'm going to have long-term goals. I'm not going to feel defeated for 1 week of not getting results, right? Same thing with our workouts. Be here a year from now. We'll talk about goals because I know you guys shared with us your goals in the Team Cup page. I hope you guys wrote those down for yourself in a journal. I recommend you pull out a brand new journal. I know I gave one to Lorena, and I just sent you one, Yolanda, too, in the mail. So you're gonna get a brand new journal in the mail. So I recommend you start with a brand new journal, and start the first page with your goals. And every single day, next to, we'll talk about how I break down my journal. But next to the names that you're going to be putting on your journal, and I'll explain it in a little bit what that is, I want you to, on the other side of the names, is write down the goals. And every single day, you want to write down, why does this goal matter to me? Why do I want to achieve this, right? One of the days that I wrote down my names, my contacts that I was messaging, I wrote down like my February 100-day challenge goals. And I wrote down exactly how many people I wanted to recruit, how many new clients, how many Google Doc applications, and I'll explain a little bit in a second what that's going to be for you guys. And then I wrote down why. So I wrote down to grow my income by a certain amount each week so that I can pay off debt, so that I can then save, for my kids' college and so on. And so I went down the list of why these goals matter to me. So being grounded on something, powerful is going to allow you to wake up fired up, not defeated. Even though yesterday, maybe you just didn't have any luck with conversations or, nobody getting back to you and you kind of feel like, oh, this is not for me. You kind of go look back to your why, you look back at your goals and you're like, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm going to keep going. So that's super important for you to be able to write it down in your journal and consistently look at it every single day, because that's going to be super important. So let's talk about, as a coach, what's the expectation? What is your daily schedule going to look like? It's going to, for the most part, there's going to be a couple key things that you should be doing on a daily basis. And then the way you do that, it's up to you. How many hours you spend, that's up to you. I can tell you guys that the more you pour into it, the more you get out of it. So if you only spend 10 minutes, you're only going to get 10 minutes out of, results, 10-minute results. But if you spend a few hours, here and there throughout your day, you're going to get more out of this. So, you know, set the expectation. Okay, you know what? In this next month, I'm gonna double the time that I've spent on my business before. If you're brand new, you know, and you don't really know how much time you're gonna spend on this, you know, set a goal. Like, okay, you know what? Every single day I'm gonna spend 2 hours on my business. Okay, and then as you kind of see where that goes, you'd be like, you know what? I can do a little bit more than that. Let me add another hour to that. But set expectations every single day and every single week, and say, okay, this is how. Show up to this business like a business, right? You're opening up your brick and mortar store. You wake up in the morning, right? Let's say you open your store at 8 in the morning and you're there till maybe 4 or 5 in the afternoon, right? That's how most businesses run. But because we run a home business, it's a little bit harder to have that structure because we don't have a physical store to open, right, with keys. But if you come to this business in the same mindset, well, you know what? Every single morning I'm going to wake up and I have to open the keys to my business. And opening the keys to your business as a Beachbody coach, an online health coach, is showing up on social media. Social media is your store, right? Your Facebook, your Instagram, whichever platform you're using, okay? And you know, there's going to be more trainings on how to post and how often you should be posting. But tonight I'm not going to focus so much on that. That's more like marketing and how to start branding yourself and starting to share your story. Those pieces are super important so you can start attracting the right people to you. But up until then, until we kind of talk a little bit more about that, you know, I want you to think about your business as, again, you're opening the doors to your business every single day, right? If you're running a full-time business, you wouldn't skip days, right? You wouldn't like not open your business because you didn't feel like it, right? So, you know, are you deciding, okay, I'm going to run my business Monday through Friday. You know, my store is going to be open Monday through Friday. Okay, so what are my hours going to be? And these are the set hours, and you set your time on your schedule, right? Nothing else is scheduled during that time. You have to be disciplined in your time, because if you're not going to put in the time to do the work that needs to get those results, right? You need to be able to show up to your business so that you can start getting that revenue coming in. And so if you're not doing that, then it's not going to work, right? And a lot of times I've seen coaches fail because they say, well, I've been working my business, but a lot of times all they're doing is scrolling Facebook and really haven't served anybody. They really haven't messaged anybody. They haven't talked with anybody on the phone. They haven't met for lunch or coffee with anybody. They haven't done the physical work. And so realize that it requires you to talk to people. It requires you to meet with people. It requires you to talk over the phone with people. And so set that expectation. Okay, during these certain hours is when I'm going to do these activities. So what are the main points, the main activities that you should be doing every single day? There is a business activity tracker, and I was going to look it up before we jumped on here. Let me see if I can pull it up right now, because they just created a new one, and you can find all this. Yolanda, I know you haven't gone into your Coach Online office. Let me see if I can find it on here. I should have looked it up before I. All right. Well, I don't see it on here, but there is a sheet that kind of gives you an idea on how to track your daily activities, and it's perfect because it gives you exactly what you should be doing every single day, and you kind of check it off. So let me see if I can find mine. Oh, right here, perfect. I have an old one. So I'm gonna see if I can find it for you on the Coach Online office, and it's a PDF. And what's nice about this is that it actually gives you exactly what you should be doing every single day, right? Obviously, you start with yourself, right? You're always doing your workouts. You're drinking your shake. You want to set the example first. You always work on you first before you serve anybody else. You initiate connections and add followers, right? That's to your social media, because your social media is your store. Your social media is where you are building your brand. And so you're always showing up there, and you're always connecting and adding new followers. It's crazy how the world is turning. Like a lot of our networking, a lot of it is on online now, right? And so how do you meet people nowadays is by adding them on social media. So I know it sounds kind of weird because you're like, that's so weird for me to add a stranger to my Facebook or to my Instagram. But that's how people are meeting each other nowadays, right? It's not just for dating, but now it's for business. And so you got to kind of have to let go of that fear of adding strangers to your social media, because that's how you're going to start to find people to help, right? You have your small circle of friends currently, your friends and your family, but eventually you want to start expanding. And so every single day, that's what you're going to be doing. On here is do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle, or your brand. And again, I'll talk a lot about branding, because you want to be very specific to who you're serving and how you're posting. But one of the checkoffs on here is I posted today on social media, right? But it's very specific. It's not like I shared a cat video, right? Like that has nothing, it has no purpose. It's not serving your brand and the people you're trying to serve. Now you're going to be very intentional in your social media, because your social media is your storefront, right? And so you want to be able to present yourself as a leader. You want to present yourself as an expert, even though you may not feel like that yet. We all have some type of experience that we're bringing to the table already. So you are going to present yourself in that manner. And then this is for Instagram stories, but also Facebook has stories too. And it kind of gives you like, this is perfect because it gives you ideas. Okay, what do I share on my stories? And that little tab in the Facebook or Instagram, it shares like daily life, workout clips, what products are you using, but not showing the brands, your healthy meals, and you're inviting through your stories, right? So I'm going to share with you, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but this is awesome. Like, especially as a new coach, you're like, what am I focusing on? What am I doing specifically during my business hours? This is perfect to kind of keep you focused. And what's great is that it gives you time limits for each thing, right? So that you stay focused. Okay, I'm going to spend 20 minutes doing this. I'm going to spend 10 minutes doing this. And it kind of gives you a starting point. As you start to build your business, you want to obviously spend more time in these areas, but this is a great starting point. So I want you guys to realize that there's something that will kind of give you direction. So as you're starting as a new coach, you kind of be like, okay, now I know what I'm focusing on. Now I know what I'm doing every single day. And it's like, this is your business activity tracker, which is going to allow you to stay focused every single day. You're going to be able to then check off every single day, be like, you know what? I showed up for my business today. How do I know? Because I did all these things. When I missed these things, okay, maybe I didn't show up 100% for my business. And then you can look at the results. Okay, am I getting results? Why am I not getting results? Why am I building revenue? And you look back at this and you're like, oh, okay, I didn't do all these things every single day. All right. So the next thing that you want to do, and I did this with Lorena already, but this is kind of a reiteration. Okay, when you start this business, a great way to start to build immediate revenue and income is by building a list of 100 names. Okay, first thing that you're going to do is you have to think about people that you know, that you've interacted with, maybe our acquaintances, maybe doctors, physical therapists, people that friends of friends. Build a list of 100 names. And I want you to do this before this weekend if you can. If you've already done it, maybe add another 25 to 30 people as your weekend challenge. Okay. So I want you to build that list, because here's what you're going to do with the list, right? You don't have a business without any clients, without any customers, or without any coaches. So you want to start getting your feet wet, right? You want to start getting start working with clients. And one of the greatest way to do that is by asking those people who's willing to let you be their coach, right? Don't be afraid to be like, hey, listen, I just started my online health business. I want to coach a few clients this week. And I don't know if you'd be willing to be one of my first customers or clients, or whatever way you want to word it. and I want to be able to kind of practice on you, you know, and that's kind of like the best way to kind of get your feet wet, you know, break that ice and be like, hey, listen, this is what I'm doing. I want to start building my clientele. Would you be willing to be my first 10? Right? And you start asking people, right? And it's kind of easy at the beginning because most people are like, yeah, of course, why not? Right? I'll try it out. And that it's that easy, right? But you got to have some names to think about in the first place, right? And so you want to start with 100 names. So what I do with those 100 names is I in my journal. So when you get your brand new journal, if you already have started this, is you want to make your list of 100 names, or maybe if you want to do 25, because each day you're gonna message these amount of people, whatever, call them, meet up with them, whichever form you want to use. And then you're going to set 4 dates on the top of each sheet, okay? 4 dates. And this is just a tracking system, okay? This is something I missed completely my first year of coaching. And honestly, I swear it's one of the reasons why I struggle so much, you know, building momentum in my business, was because I didn't track my business. Right? Every business has a way of tracking their revenue, tracking who their customers are or prospects are. I wasn't doing that. And it held me back so much. And so I hope to be able to give you guys kind of those things that hopefully will allow you to kind of propel a lot faster than I did, because of the mistakes I made. So one way to track your business is this sheet, right? The business activity tracker. And then second way is tracking the contacts that you're making and when are you following up with them. Because if you don't have a system to track them, then they're going to fall through the cracks and you're going to miss people and opportunities to be able to serve and have clients and have new coaches in your team. So the 4 dates you're going to put on the top of every single sheet. The first day is the day that you're doing these contacts, right? So the first day, so today is the 31st. So that's the first date I put on here, and those are the names I'm gonna message today. The second date you're putting on here is 3 days later, okay? 3 days later, you're gonna message these people again. And I know at first you're like, this is gonna be a little bit confusing, but just write this down for now, and then as you start to do it, you're gonna understand why I built this system. You're not going to totally understand every single piece that I'm telling you guys today. Because again, you have to go through the process to kind of understand the system. And then at the end, you guys can ask me questions. But second date is 3 days later. You want to always follow up with your contacts, your prospects, 3 days later. Okay. The third date is 1 week later. And then the fourth date is 1 month later. Okay. And the reason why I have this tracking system is because people will not always tell you yes the first time you invite them or you ask them or you tell them, hey, can I coach you? Do you need help? Most people will tell you no. So the system of tracking and following up will allow you to then eventually get to the yes. So I love this system because it doesn't allow it. I don't get what's the word? I used to get very upset and emotional when people used to say no to me. Because I would be like, oh my gosh, like this is not, you know, who am I going to ask now, right? But now that I have this system, like someone tells me, no, okay, well, I'll follow up in 3 days. I don't tell them that, but I'm going to follow up with them in 3 days. And I'll start building a relationship, rapport with them. And over time, they're going to be like, wow, this girl's not going anywhere. Maybe I should work with her. And most of the time, I weigh people down and they eventually get to work with me. And the great thing is that you know, you asking people is not bothersome. This is something I had to get over that fact, right? The fact that you're following up with people is that you are serving them. You are helping them. And that's something that when I made that mindset shift of like, hey, I'm not bothering these people. I am simply providing them resources and tools that will help them to gain control of not only their health, but their mental health and energy levels and be able to be more present in their life. So this is kind of the system that I use, okay? So this is your journal. This is kind of what you're going to use your journal for, okay? So we went over the business activity tracker, which I'll share with you guys through our messenger or through the group, and you guys can print this your journal to keep track of the names. And then let's get right into what, you know, when you get through these messages or these contacts, and I'm probably sure you're gonna be like, okay, what do I say to these people? If they're new people, then you just introduce yourself and say, hey, how are you doing? Thanks for the ad, thanks for the follow, blah, blah, blah. That's usually my first contact. If somebody that I've known before or a family member or friend, and I just go straight to the invite. I mean, I obviously say, hey, how are you doing? And I say, hey, I just want to let you know I am a new online health coach, and I'm looking to kind of get my feet wet, blah, blah, blah. And I just invite them to do this with me. So with those invitations, if people say, yes, I'm interested, here's a system that I'm using to kind of help you to kind of accelerate the process. Because before I used to have to go back and forth, like, okay, what are your goals? You know, what are you looking to achieve? What experience have you had with fitness before? Now I have an application they fill out. So I'm going to share this application with you guys. And I'm going to put it in the chat box. You can copy and paste, and I'm also going to put it in the group. So let me share the screen with you guys. All right. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So this is the application that I'm sending anybody who's interested in my online health group. I ask them for their email so that I can send them this application. Okay. And simply what the application is, I have them fill out with their email address, their phone number. This is a Google Doc form. I don't know if you guys have ever used a Google Doc form, but this is great to kind of track people that you're messaging and inviting. This is all. I'm gonna send you guys a link, and then I want you guys to create your own. All you have to do is copy and paste each of these questions. Essentially, it's very easy. And then that way you can send these out directly to your prospects. So I have in here, did someone refer you to me? If you knew you would not fail, where would you ideally like to see yourself? So like obviously thinking about their vision of where they see themselves if they succeed. Are you willing to invest in a fitness and nutrition program? A lot of times people are like, they think that you're coaching for free. You're like, no, you have to invest in this, right? So you put this right off the bat, you put it in the questionnaire so that they know, okay, this is something I have to invest in. This is something I have to pay for. So you ask them, are you willing to invest in your health? So right off the bat, you don't have to feel uncomfortable when they ask you, how does this cost any money? Like, yeah, there's a question in there about, are you willing to pay? What are your health and fitness struggles currently? So that's talking about their health goals, and then their energy levels. This is huge because, one of the things that we believe in is that Shakeology helps with energy levels with natural vitamins and minerals. And so when you understand where their energy levels are, you can utilize that. Be like, you mentioned you lack a lot of energy. Well, this is going to be a great component for you in addition to clean eating. The same thing with digestive health, right? Digestive health, if their digestive health is poor, this is gonna, you will be able to then leverage, again, the Shakeology to be like, well, you have lack of energy, you have poor digestive health. This is gonna be perfect to help you boost those two areas in your health. Again, you are being the expert in this situation, and it allows them to have trust in you that you with this questionnaire, like, okay, you know what you're doing. What are your biggest barriers to reaching your goals? Give me a glimpse into your nutritional habits. Do you think you'd benefit from more structure, your nutrition program, or less? So, or more flexibility. This question right here with the nutrition piece, if somebody says that they want more structure in their nutrition program, that's going to be like, your regular 21-day fix or your Transform 20 program, like all the workouts that come in the Beachbody On Demand, they have a structured nutritional plan, right? But if somebody wants something more flexible, the 2B mindset is the nutritional plan to give them. And I'll kind of show you guys how to build a cart, a package for them through this questionnaire, okay? So what is your current fitness level? This is going to give you an idea of beginner, intermediate, or advanced to kind of know what program to recommend for them. And you kind of, if you're brand new to coaching and you've never really done any of these Beachbody On Demand workouts, I'll quickly show you guys where you can see the fitness level of each of the programs so you kind of have an idea. Again, don't stress about the details and, oh my gosh, I need to know every single program. You don't. Just be familiar with a few programs and just start recommending those as you start to get more comfortable with the programs. Would you be interested in doing a 3-day cleanse to jumpstart your metabolism and help with banished belly bloat? There's a 3-day refresh. This is like, if they say yes or maybe, you add this to their package. Again, this is to make sure that every single piece you're covering, so that when you build their cart for them, they have no question that, okay, yeah, you know what, I did mention that I wanted help with that. So you include that in their package. You want to know what kind of equipment they have at home because of the workouts are home-based. You want to know what equipment they have because some of the programs come with accessories, and so you could order that for them in the package as well. For the performance line, are you interested in Energize or Recover, which is the pre-workout, post-workout? If they say yes to any of that, you would add that into your share cart, and I'll show you guys in a second. Are you interested in Beach Bars, which is the clean eating protein snack bars? So again, all these questions is essentially asking you and figuring out from this prospect what they need to get started with you, okay? And then, are you interested in a wholesale coach membership? So this, and it specifically says you can register for free to get all your supplement goods at wholesale cost with a $15.95 monthly membership fee. So this is right off the bat telling them, like, if they are interested in the coaching account, you know, maybe they don't want to coach, but maybe they want to get the discount. You tell them right off the bat, it's a $15.95 monthly membership fee, but it's like Costco, it's like BJ's. And so if they say yes or maybe, you will automatically create a cart for them that signs them up as a coach. So you know already, you don't have to ask them, oh, are you interested in, like, this eliminates a lot of those questions going back and forth with your clients when you're on the phone or through Messenger. You want to send this application to them right off the bat. If they say, yes, I'm interested, you send this to them, have them fill it out, and then review it, and then I'll show you what to do after that. And then, are you interested in joining our team of health coaches and building a business of your own? So this is, again, it comes down to that question of, hey, is this person interested in making income? Is this person interested in working from home? Is this person interested in working with my team, working with me as a coach? If they say yes, maybe, then you can put them, sign them up as a coach, and then you can kind of start working with them in that sense. So that's the questionnaire that I'll share with you guys so you guys can create your own. Again, it's gonna, not own meaning like you just have to copy and paste this whole thing under your own Google Doc. And this is what you're gonna send every single person right on that list that I mentioned as you start to invite people. If anybody says, yes, I'm interested, okay, hey, do you mind filling out my application so that I can know what your goals are and what your needs are? And that way, you are leveraging yourself as a leader and as an expert, and you also know exactly what you're going to be ordering for this person. So once your customer, your prospect fills this out, then you want to go to your Team Beachbody account, okay? Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you go to your main account, your Team Beachbody account, okay, and you log on, there's going to be under coach, there's going to be share a cart, okay? And for some reason, I don't know why this thing's like kind of frozen. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Share cart. So based on, let's say, whatever that person fills out, you're going to create their share cart. So I'm gonna walk you guys through like some responses of the ones that I've sent out this week. Okay. So I'm going to leave that person's info private. Okay. So this person says that they have good energy. They have decent digestive health. This person is is a runner, but her problem is sugar. So Shakeology would be awesome for her because obviously she has sugar cravings. She doesn't believe in dieting. Okay. So that's good to know. She is an advanced trained person. So, okay, we can recommend a harder workout for her. She may be interested in 3-day cleanse. Here's her equipment that she has. She's not interested in Energize. She's not interested in beach bars. She automatically tells you what Shakeology flavor she wants to try. And right here, Shakeology kind of explains right here what it is a little bit. She's not interested in the membership or the coaching opportunity. All right, good. Now I know what this person wants. So what I do is I copy this email, copy that email. I go to my share cart. Right here. Okay. So I go to coach share cart, and then it opens up to here. So I write new enrollment order. So I put her email address here, her first name. She doesn't want to be a coach or want a coach discount account. So I just leave it as a customer. I go to continue. So I know that she is has a higher fitness level. So, I mean, a lot of these programs can vary in fitness level, especially if you can modify, right? So usually the top programs here are the ones that are like the most picked out programs. Again, if you're new to coaching, you may not know what these programs entail. Before you jump in and say, okay, let me give them this, just go into your Beachbody On Demand. Go into your Beachbody On Demand and take a quick peek into the programs and see, okay, which one would they probably like? Because she's a marathon runner and she's advanced, Lift 4, Transform 20, all these are great programs. Let's just pick Transform 20 because it's a program that's on sale this month. I'll go to as you notice on these challenge packs, these will say Shakeology and Performance Mega. She didn't mention she wanted Energize or Recover, which is part of the performance line. So I'm not gonna choose this one. And I'm not gonna choose the second one either because it has Performance Deluxe on there. The third one over here has Shakeology though, right? So I'm gonna click on to that one. For equipment, she didn't mention she has a step. Let me go double check, go back again. I don't think she said she has a step. She has dumbbells, pull-up bars, exercise bands, and a yoga mat. So she doesn't have a step. So I would add it on here because, again, she said she didn't have it. And if I'm recommending this program, I would add it on there. Now, if after the fact I send this to her and she says, you know what, I don't want the step, I can buy my own, or I prefer not to have it, you can go back and just remove it off the order and just send her a new order. But because, again, she didn't say she has one, you add it in there initially. She said she wanted chocolate Shakeology, so I do the whey. She didn't mention vegan. I always do the 30 servings resealable bag. I continue. Now she mentioned she also wanted a 3-day refresh. So I go to continue shopping. I go to nutritional supplements, and I find a 3-day refresh, which is a three-day cleanse, right? And I usually go with the one without Shakeology because she's already getting a Shakeology package. So I'm not going to add a Shakeology on there. And then I do a one-time order and I add that to the cart. So automatically I've just created a cart based on her questionnaire. Okay. I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, it's going to be super expensive. She's totally going to say no, right? Well, you're basing this off what she answered. Okay. Now, after you send this, right, you would send the email. I'm not going to send it because I've already sent her one. But what you want to do is then I have an email template, which again, I'm going to send you guys as well. You guys will personalize it based on your person and what they answer. But again, this is a person that I sent Transform 20. So I literally just copied this whole email and personalized it to her based on the program that she mentioned. So right here, when you send this, I always try to send at the same time. So before I press send, I go to my email and I create her email first, and then I send it, and then there's going to be a copy link, and that's where in here I go into I go into creating a link for that. So I don't know if you guys know how to do that, but if you guys have any issues with that, let me know. So I just copy the link into these words right here. So all she has to do is click onto that link, and then she can complete the order through that email. But the email essentially explains each piece. It explains the nutrition piece, the fitness, the supplementation. So if she decided to add the 3-day refresh, it'll explain it there, and so on. So that's how anybody who's interested in signing up or has an interest in working with me as a coach, I send them this form, and then I complete their order. I send them the email, and I don't respond to them. I don't message them back until I've sent them that email, okay? And at that point, I ask them, if you have any questions, let me know, but to review the order, review the email. And if they have any questions like, hey, like that's kind of expensive, I can't really do that. Well, say, well, do you want me to remove the 3-day refresh? Do you want me to remove the step? And if they say, yeah, how much, what's the cost difference? And say maybe $40-50. And maybe at that point, they probably say, yeah, I can do that. Then it's much easier for you to go from $275 and go down to $160 than going from $160 and be like, oh, I can't afford $160, right? So you always want to start with the higher tier. You always want to start any business. You always want to start with the higher tier, and you work your way down until you get to a comfortable place for your prospect to be like, I can do that. Let's sign up. Let's do it. So that's my process of signing up and initiating. I've kind of started this specific one more in the last couple of weeks. But that's kind of my process for that. Do you guys have any, I'm going to stop here for a second because I know I've been talking a lot. Do you guys have any questions?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you went mute. There you are.
So what do you do? Like, what is the message that you will send to follow up? Like, if the person tells you, no, I'm not interested, like, so you still follow up with them?
Mm-hmm.
And how? Like, what message that you will send to them, even if they're not interested the first time?
So I have, so I have set messages already created on my phone, actual videos that I've created over time. And they're like 1-minute videos, and I always try to provide just content. So I have like 3 videos that I created that were like 57 seconds. And each one was just talking about, hey, I wanted to just share a tip today about how to improve time management. And I kind of shared them 3 things that they can do to improve their time management. And then the next message, video message was me sharing with them how to gain more focus in their day and how to limit distractions. So essentially what I do with follow-up messages for people that don't say no is I always want to follow up with them because I don't want them to feel like I was just trying to sell to them. So I always then follow up with content or with quality, any tips that I can help them with. So think like over the weekends are a perfect time for this, to create like maybe 2-3 messages for follow-ups. And all you got to do is just copy and paste it. So if somebody says, no, I'm not interested, then 3 days later, you want to send them a message and say, hey, girl, I know you were interested, but I just want to let you know, I wanted to share something that's been helping me this week to combat, feeling tired all the time. And this has really been working on helping me wake up earlier in the mornings and being more focused and refreshed. Try this 5-minute meditation, something like that. And you share a quick video or maybe a YouTube video or something like that. Does that help?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So like, right. It's so hard. Like, especially like if they say no, I'm like, all right, well, bye. That's challenging piece of like just like come back, but it makes sense that instead of like coming back and saying like, so you said no, but like what do I provide to them is like content makes sense, like it's something that I can definitely do, and it's gonna be productive for them. You know, like they may listen to it or may not, but if they do, they may get some value out of it, which is what we want to do. So
and sometimes most people say no the first time because they don't have trust. They don't trust you yet. So building that rapport and sending those messages consistently, they be like, wow, you know, she actually cares about me. You know, this person actually wants me to be successful. And then they eventually be like, yeah, sure, I'll work with you. So yeah, you want to provide people that opportunity to trust you and build that rapport too. The other thing too that I do also when I get no's is I ask them, do you mind if I ask you why? You know, I want to know why at this time they feel like they can't do it. I want to dig a little bit deeper. And so that's when I can start to find out, oh, I don't really have time right now. Okay, well, what does your schedule look like? Why do you feel like you don't have time? And then I start to dig a little bit deeper. And then they say, well, you know, I just, you know, I'm all over the place. So I'm going to say, well, so maybe it's not time that you lack, but it's rather getting organized and having better focus throughout your day. Right. And so, and then you can kind of in that form, go back into and be like, so this might be perfect for you because you're saying that you're feeling unorganized, you're feeling unfocused. Maybe you need something to get, you know, build more oxygen in your brain so you're more focused throughout your day so you are getting more rest, so that you are getting more organized. And you can join our online group so that you can learn how to organize yourself a little bit better too, right? So now you leverage that. You want to find out why. So I usually don't take a no right away as like a no. I always want to find out why.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Emma, bájale un poquito, please, amor. And okay. Yeah, no, I think that's the biggest fear that I really have, you know, like no, that's not the biggest fear that I have. I think it's just like even making a video and sending on a message, it's easier for me than like posting something live on my Facebook account. Mm-hmm. That I'm really like in years I did not posted anything personal on my Facebook account until last week that I put like, you know, like a picture of me working out with the belly. Yeah. And just a little message about like the energy piece that I've been like feeling lately. Mm-hmm. And then I guess like I just needed to get a little bit out of my comfort zone, mm-hmm. but I'm still just kind of like hiding, you know, like I'm not being like upfront with like what is it that I'm doing. So I know mm-hmm. that I'm like there, but not quiet, you know, like I'm not saying like this is what I'm doing and like being mm-hmm. honest about it and like sharing openly. So I'm like, oh man, like, I don't know why it's so hard, but I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It is hard. It's going to be challenging. It is getting out of your comfort zone. It's not something we're used to. And it requires vulnerability. We don't like to be vulnerable. We don't like to share, you know, those pieces of our life that are private, you know, and you don't have to share like really deep stuff, right? Like that post that you shared the other day was perfect, right? And it's still vulnerable because you never posted something like that, but it's just enough to get people looking and be like, oh, wow, like this is awesome. Like she's still working out at almost 9 months pregnant, right? So you drew attention and people were curious. And so that's what you're doing, right? So have faith in that process.
Yeah. No, it was very helpful because it was very helpful and said like, this is what I'm doing and I'm, you know, offering something to people. Over 100 people reacted to the post, mm-hmm. and a lot of people texted me individually, and I was able to start like building some conversations and some relationships, asking some questions. So I just realized that by doing something that simple, like you can reach out to people in different ways, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, like I didn't really know what was gonna happen, but then I was like, okay, like it, you know, like it's not as hard as I thought. Mm-hmm. So that is good. Just like to do it, and then you realize, like, you never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
But then when it happens and you just get surprised by the results, it's like, okay, like now what I do with that, like to leave it, to leverage and to use it for the business piece. But now what I was struggling with was like the message. But then I can just like, okay, like do like a few videos, like maybe 2 or 3 that I can send like on the follow-ups.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
like I'm gonna do that.
Yep. And then the first message usually is pretty easy, because again, you're just connected with people and saying thank you. Hey, thank you so much for liking that post. It was so hard for me to post that. How are you? Or whatever. Like that breaks the ice with that person. So yeah, when you start posting consistently, it opens the opportunity for you to message people, because they're already interacting with your stuff. And that's why it's easy. Like if you start to post and share your story and do that consistently, people will start liking your post, commenting, and then you have an opportunity to then message them individually and go through that outlet of talking and building rapport and trust with those people too. So yeah, I know it's hard. Trust me, it was hard for me too. Do you have any questions, Jolanda?
Yeah, no,
The only question that I have is, so does this, the actual sheet that you were talking about, is it going to show us how to, I guess, create our own web page within Beachbody? Do you have your own web page? I mean, as far as what it shows about your credentials, or is it just advertisement for the Beachbody?
Yeah, so you will, so you have to go, you should have gotten an email, right? Did you get an email for welcome as a new coach?
Yes.
Okay, so that email will give you trainings. There should be like 3 videos that is going to walk you through real quick on how to set up your accounts and your website. And so when you send the link, it's going to be automatically under your name. You're going to kind of share your story and so on.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you follow those videos, there should be one, it should be, correct me if I'm wrong, Lorena, but there should be a video that says what to do the first 30 hours, first 30 days.
30 days, and then the first 3 months, I think.
First 3 months, yeah. So it'll tell you, it'll like walk you step by step. So definitely go through that email, because it also, I believe in there, it shows you how to set up your account, correct? Your direct deposit, right? It does, okay. So it'll show you how to set up your direct deposit, your checking account. So as soon as you start to create these share cards, these cards to your prospects or your clients, you're gonna get paid automatically like the week later into your account. So you want to set up that direct deposit.
Oh, okay. So the other question that I have is, so once you set up your account, right, you have your account and so forth, or your web page with Beachbody, do they have so just say a clientele calls and they're interested in maybe one of the exercise regimens or whatever, the Shakeology, do they have like a list of the coaches for probably these people who are trying to have a health coach? Do they designate that person to you, or how does that work?
So
I know we were talking about building our 100 names, but as far as from the company of Beachbody, do they provide you also with clientele?
So after you build certain rank, so when you get to an emerald coach is just having 2 coaches under you, which is really easy to do. Once you get that and you are helping 3 people each month, yes, Beachbody will actually give you free customers. So these customers are customers that the first month they purchased an item on the website by themselves. You don't get credit for that first month, but for anything that they order after that, you do get commissions, bonuses, and things like that. So they do assign customers to you. Yes, every coach, for the most part, who is an Emerald coach and above, gets customers every month.
And so to get to Emerald, you have to recruit 2 coaches.
2 coaches, yes.
Right?
Yep.
2.
Yep. So just like you and me, it could be people that want to coach or people that just want the discount. It doesn't have to be someone who wants to work the business. So like a lot of people that I sent that Google Doc to, the application, a lot of them said they wanted the discount. So I signed them up as a discount coach, even though they didn't want to work the business. So that can build your rank. And so that'll allow you to start then getting customers as well through Beachbody as well. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you'll usually get an email from those people. I can tell you right off the bat from a personal experience, I've emailed every single one of those customers that I get assigned, and usually they don't respond because they're complete strangers. And so I've tried to add them on Facebook, and so most of them don't usually respond, but a lot of them do continue ordering. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm here as a resource. If you do need any help, if you want me to coach you, I've probably had 1 or 2 responses here and there, but yeah, but you do get customers assigned to you. You do build additional commissions off their orders as well. But most of your income, most of your commissions, most of your bonuses will come from you, your personal prospects, clients, and coaches that you sign up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome. So let me finish up with a couple of things. So the first, so I want to finish up tonight with the challenge because let me show you. This is what I was going to show you guys, the Team Cup. So what is Team Cup? So let me share the screen real quick so you guys can see the rules and how we can win some prizes this month. So Team Cup is a month-long business building promotion where coaches work together to make February their best month yet. Coaches will form teams, set goals, and hold each other accountable to earn Success Club points. Success Club points, guys, is when you sign up a challenger, a customer, or a coach with a challenge pack or with Shakeology order, okay? If you just sign up somebody with a workout program, you don't get a Success Club point for that. So just wanted to let you guys know that. Success Club points are done when you sign up anybody with a challenge pack. So kind of like that order that I set up that I put together, that's how you get the points. So during Team Cup, you earn points through Success Club points. Eligible coaches have the opportunity to earn exciting rewards, including the overall winning team being flown to Beachbody headquarters in Santa Monica for VIP experience. So here are the earning points. So Cup points are earned in the following ways. 1, by earning Success Club points, which, like I mentioned, challenge packs. Anybody who sign up with a challenge pack. If you personally rank advanced, so let's say this month you sign up 2 coaches under you. You advance to an Emerald coach, that you get a point. You get a point for that, or 2 points, I believe. 3 points. And the last way to earn points is by registering for Coach Summit, which is in July. So there, I'll be posting the link for that in our group, so that if you guys are interested in getting more information about that. So here's the breakdown for the points. You get 1 point for 1 Success Club point. You get 1 for 1 rank advancement. You get 3 points, and then registering for Summit, you get 2 points. So each of us can earn up to 40 points each. So that's the max. And then these are like the prizes. They kind of like name out different prizes you win for achieving those different tiers of individual prizes, whatever. But I just wanted to let you guys know. So I wanted to put out the challenge for our first week, and jumping right into this, I want you guys to start getting your feet wet, right? And the best way, again, to get to kind of learn the process and what will work for you and what won't work for you is just doing the work. So like I said, you know, this month is going to be a little bit of an imbalance. It's going to be some, you know, a learning curve, but be open to learning and receiving and taking time, you know, on the weekends, maybe to do those video trainings, or, you know, kind of learning, okay, maybe, you know, I have to tweak my messages, or, you know, what I'm posting, and so on. We'll talk each week. We're going to meet every single week like this on video calls. We'll talk about how the week is gone. What have you been struggling with? And we'll kind of get you through those bumps, so that make sure that we're, you know, helping you be successful. And then we'll go from there. But for the first week, I wanted to put a challenge right off the bat to see if we can each help 3 people in the next week. So helping 3 people, either with a challenge pack just as a customer or as a coach. If you guys need any help, I've done this with Lorena. We had a call at 6 o'clock this afternoon. If you want to do 3-way calls, if you want to, you know, if you want to go through a 3-way call with me, so that you kind of get an idea of how the conversation goes, how I ask questions, that way you get a little bit more comfortable on how I prospect and interview each of my clients. That way you get more comfortable. We can do that. Just let me know in advance, at least a few days, so I can schedule that into my schedule. I will be flexible this month for you guys, because I want to see you succeed. So yes, our goal will be to help 3 people this next week. So start planning out, you know, make that list of your 100 people that you know, that you feel would be interested in working with you. Get your feet wet, and then get me involved if you need help on getting on 3-way calls or video calls, whatever is easier for you. And then I can help you get them signed up if you're having any issues with that piece. But yes, Jolanda, make sure you get your account set up by this weekend, so that way you're ready to roll by Monday. But you can start talking to people, and if at any point between now and Sunday or something, they say, yes, let's sign me up, let me know. Send me a quick message, say, Natalie, I need some help to get them set up, and we can jump on a video call, and I can kind of walk you through if you're still having issues setting up your account, so that you are ready to go and have her sign up under you. And that way you get the credit, and you can start building the points, and also obviously the income and stuff. So do you guys have any other questions?
I have one more question.
Sure.
Are you able to, once you build that web page, does Beachbody let you kind of put add on a link? Just say, as far as, I can give you an example, not on the nutrition, because I know that they have their own information on that, but I'm just saying, let's just say if somebody if you bump into a client that is looking for more information on about diabetes or so forth, do they let you put on a link on that just to provide resources or anything like that?
Not specific to your account on the Beachbody website. Right. The website itself is there for, you know, for prospects that are interested in the programs. So like for the, like, kind of like how I showed you there, like the challenge packs and so on. For that piece, I think your social media is the best place for that. So I would utilize your social media like it's your storefront. So if you have resources, links, tools that you have used to teach your clients previously on diabetes and high cholesterol or blood pressure, things like that, put them on start putting them on, creating them or putting them on your Facebook. You can put it on under your bio, or you can put it under your stories, or you can start creating a business Facebook page and just keep it very basic for now. But there you can start putting links So that way you start building yourself as a professional and as an expert on there as well. So that's the best place to put it. As for the Beachbody links though, when you go into there, let me see if I can go into mine real quick. So when you go to your, let me share my screen real quick.
Your turn. You need to get rid of your orange and fur.
Yeah.
There goes. Don't worry, Suma. You'll get it back. Let's get this orange outfit out.
All right. So when you go to your Coach Online office, this is your this is your back office. This is where you manage your accounts and everything else. Under Grow My Business, my website and profile. And again, when you go through the training, it'll walk you through how to create your website and your profile. I want to just show you what it looks like. Most people are not going to see this aspect because you're going to already create a cart for them. So they're not going to see this main page, but I just want you to see what it looks like. So it's just my profile picture, who I am, my email address, and then my story, just a quick little clip of my story, my picture, and then it just has the shop, become a coach, try free membership, Beachbody, and then Beachbody on Demand. So that the person would be going through here, you know, and going, you know, purchasing something, whatever. But I wouldn't even share this link. Essentially, what I want you guys to do is create that cart like I did right here for each customer individually, because you want to personalize it to them. So that's why I never send anybody to my website, at least that website that I just showed you, because again, I've had people do that and then they kind of get lost and then order the wrong things. So I always try to go here and create it for them. And that way they're ready to go. But any other resources, like anything I've created, content, videos, I have my website which is ourbestyeverproject.org. So that's my personal website. And I have additional resources that I put on there, on my Facebook, on my Instagram. I have my Eventbrite through those social media platforms. So you definitely have unlimited resources that you can share on your platforms on there. I just use the Beachbody links themselves just to put their package together for when they're ready to order. It's just to keep it simple. But yeah, you can definitely, anything you have already saved or created, you can definitely still use it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. You guys are good to go? Awesome. All right, so I'll let you guys go. If you guys have any questions, again, we'll have our Facebook group as kind of our support group, and we'll touch base and do some fun challenges in there as well. And then we'll kind of schedule in our next video call for next week. And we'll just do that every single week to kind of keep track of our progress specifically for our business. This is kind of just our business mastermind video calls, so that it's going to be very specific to our actions that we're taking in each week and making sure that we're staying on track and, you know, doing everything we're supposed to do to build that for you guys. So if you guys have any questions, again, through Messenger or through that group, post it in there. That's there for your support as well. And don't ever hesitate. Don't ever feel like any question is too dumb or, you know, irrelevant. It's anything you are concerned about, please post and share with us so we can help you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
All right.
you.
Have a great night, ladies.
Good to
You too.
Thank you.
you.